Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like the world is against you? Like people are constantly trying to pull you down, shake your peer, and break your spirit? You are not alone. Every person who has ever wanted to rise above the noise has faced the same battle. But I tell you today, you can become untouchable. Not because trouble won't come, but because trouble will no longer have power over you. True strength is not found in the opinions of others, nor is it built upon external validation. It is something that comes from within, something unshakable that remains even when the world turns against you. Too many people spend their lives looking for strength in the wrong places. They believe that if they gain approval, they will feel strong. If they become popular, they will feel secure. If people respect them, they will feel valuable. But these things are temporary, fleeting like the wind. One moment people are cheering for you, the next they turn away. If your strength is tied to them, then you will rise and fall with their opinions. Real strength comes from knowing who you are, standing firm in your beliefs, and refusing to be swayed by the noise of the world. It is not about being the loudest voice in the room or proving your worth to everyone. It is about quiet confidence and inner resolve that says, I know my value, whether others see it or not. This kind of strength cannot be given to you by another person. It is something you build within yourself day by day through discipline, self-awareness, and faith in something greater than yourself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is relying on external sources for their confidence. They wait for someone to tell them they are good enough before they believe it. They seek validation in likes, comments, and compliments, hoping that each one will add a little more strength to their spirit. But this is an illusion. The moment those voices disappear, their confidence crumbles. A person who is truly strong does not need anyone to tell them they are enough. They already know it. Strength also comes from facing challenges rather than running from them. Many people avoid difficulty, thinking that comfort will make them happy. But strength is not built in comfort. It is built in adversity. When you go through hardship, when you face rejection, when you experience failure, these are the moments that shape you. Each time you stand up after falling, you become stronger. Each time you choose not to quit, you develop resilience. The people who are truly strong are not the ones who have never struggled. They are the ones who have struggled and kept going. Another key to inner strength is mastering your emotions. Many people allow their emotions to control them, reacting impulsively to every situation. But strength comes from discipline, from the ability to remain calm under pressure. A strong person does not let anger dictate their actions, nor do they let fear hold them back. They recognize their emotions, but they do not become slaves to them. This self-control gives them power over their own lives, rather than allowing circumstances or other people to dictate their responses. True strength is rare because it requires effort, patience, and deep self-awareness. But once you build it, no one can take it from you. It is yours, unshakable, immovable, and completely independent of the opinions of others. Many people spend their entire lives trying to prove something to their family, their friends, their critics, and even to themselves. They chase success not because they truly desire it, but because they feel the need to prove they are worthy. They try to impress others with their achievements, wealth, or knowledge, believing that if they gain enough recognition, they will finally feel complete. But the truth is, the need to prove yourself is a heavy burden, and it never truly satisfies. No matter how much you accomplish, there will always be someone who doubts you, someone who refuses to acknowledge your worth, and someone who believes you are not enough. If you live for their approval, you will always be chasing something that is just out of reach. The moment you stop needing to prove yourself is the moment you find true freedom. You no longer measure your worth based on other people's opinions. You no longer feel the pressure to outperform, outshine, or outdo anyone. Instead, you begin to live for yourself, for your own values, and for the things that truly matter to you. This shift in mindset is powerful because it removes the invisible chains that have been holding you back. When you are constantly trying to prove yourself, you are not living authentically. You are living according to what you think others expect of you. You are shaping your actions based on their approval, and in doing so, you lose sight of who you really are. Letting go of the need to prove yourself means embracing the idea that your worth is not tied to your achievements. You are valuable simply because you exist, not because of what you have done. This does not mean you stop striving for excellence or stop working hard. It simply means your motivation changes. Instead of doing things to impress others, you do them because they matter to you. Instead of seeking validation, you seek fulfillment. And in doing so, you find a deep sense of peace. People who constantly feel the need to prove themselves often struggle with insecurity. They fear being overlooked, underestimated, or forgotten. But the truth is, real confidence does not come from proving others wrong. It comes from knowing that their opinions do not define you. A truly confident person does not waste energy trying to convince others of their worth. They simply live in a way that reflects their inner strength. They allow their work, their character, and their actions to speak for themselves. The irony is that the less you try to prove yourself, the more people respect you. When you no longer seek validation, you carry yourself with a quiet confidence that draws others in. Your energy shifts from desperation to self-assurance. You become someone who is at peace with themselves, and that peace is powerful. It is liberating to walk through life without constantly needing to prove your value. You already have it. You always did. Life is full of uncertainties, and no matter how much we try to control everything, there will always be situations beyond our reach. Many people waste their energy worrying about things they cannot change, trying to fix people who do not want to be fixed, or stressing over events that are not in their hands. This constant struggle drains their peace, leaving them anxious and frustrated. The truth is, real power comes from understanding what is within your control and what is not. When you learn to focus only on what you can change and let go of what you cannot, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and gain a deeper sense of inner peace. You cannot control how others think, how they behave, or how they perceive you. No matter how much you try to explain yourself, some people will misunderstand you. No matter how kind you are, some people will dislike you. If you spend your life trying to win everyone's approval, you will only exhaust yourself. Instead of worrying about their opinions, focus on your own actions, your own integrity, and your own growth. You cannot control their judgment, but you can control how you respond to it. By choosing to rise above negativity, you protect your peace and keep your energy focused on things that truly matter. The same principle applies to the challenges that life throws your way. There will be hardships, setbacks, and disappointments. Some things will happen that are completely out of your hands. You cannot control the economy, you cannot control the weather, and you cannot control the past. But what you can control is your attitude, your decisions, and your reactions. Instead of dwelling on what has already happened, you can choose to focus on what you can do next. Instead of complaining about problems, you can focus on finding solutions. This shift in mindset transforms how you experience life, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. One of the most powerful things you can learn is when to let go. Holding on to things you cannot change only brings frustration. When you release the need to control everything, you make space for peace and clarity. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means accepting reality and choosing to move forward with wisdom. It means trusting that not everything is meant to be controlled, and sometimes things fall into place when you stop forcing them. There is great strength in knowing when to act and when to step back. Life becomes much simpler when you focus on what is within your reach. You take responsibility for your actions, your mindset, and your growth. You stop blaming others, stop stressing over the uncontrollable, and start directing your energy toward things that truly matter. In this, you find a new level of freedom, one where you no longer waste time on things beyond your control, but instead use your strength where it truly makes a difference. This is how you reclaim your peace and power. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles that holds people back from living a fulfilled and meaningful life. It creeps into the mind, whispering doubts, creating hesitation, and making even the strongest person feel weak. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss, these emotions control people more than they realize. Many decisions in life are not based on what a person truly wants, but on what they are afraid might happen. They hesitate to take risks, to speak their truth, or to follow their dreams because fear tells them it is too risky, too uncertain, too dangerous. But the truth is, fear is only powerful when it is given control. The moment a person decides not to be ruled by fear, they step into a new level of strength, confidence, and peace. Living without fear does not mean challenges will disappear. It does not mean bad things will never happen. It simply means that those challenges and struggles no longer have the power to break you. When you trust in a higher plan, when you believe that everything in life has a purpose, fear begins to lose its grip on you. You stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as stepping stones. Every hardship becomes a lesson, every failure becomes a redirection, every difficult moment becomes an opportunity to grow. When you trust that there is something greater at work in your life, you no longer live with the anxiety of trying to control everything. You understand that no matter what happens, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Fear often makes people doubt themselves. It makes them feel small, incapable, and unworthy. It convinces them that they are not strong enough, not smart enough, not ready enough. But this is nothing more than an illusion. The strongest people in the world were not fearless because they never faced difficulties. They were fearless because they faced them with the belief that they would overcome. They did not wait for fear to disappear. They walked forward despite it. And with each step, their faith grew stronger while their fears became weaker. This is the power of trusting a higher plan. It gives you the courage to move forward even when the path is unclear. Too many people live their lives trapped by fear of what others think, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. But a person who trusts in something greater does not waste time on these worries. They understand that life is not about being perfect. It is about being faithful to the journey. Every experience, whether good or bad, is shaping them for something greater. The moment a person truly surrenders their fear and places their trust in the plan that is unfolding, they become unshakable. They stop being controlled by doubt, by insecurity, by the opinions of others. Instead, they walk with confidence, knowing that whatever comes their way, they are prepared for it. Nothing can truly harm a person who knows they are being guided towards something greater. Life is a journey filled with obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. No matter how carefully a person plans, there will always be moments when things do not go as expected. Dreams will seem out of reach. Efforts will sometimes feel wasted, and progress may appear slow. In these moments, many people give up, believing that their struggles mean they are not meant to succeed. But the truth is, success does not belong to the ones who never fail. It belongs to the ones who refuse to stop. The ability to keep moving forward, no matter what happens, is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in the past. There will be times when the weight of failure feels unbearable. The disappointment of rejection, the pain of loss, and the frustration of delayed success can make anyone question their purpose. But stopping is never the answer. Every failure carries a lesson, and every delay has a purpose. Those who continue despite hardships are the ones who eventually break through. The path may be slow, the journey may be difficult, but moving forward, even if it is one small step at a time, is the key to overcoming every challenge. Many people waste years of their lives dwelling on the past, regretting what went wrong, and wishing things had been different. But the past cannot be changed, no matter how much energy is spent thinking about it. What matters is what comes next. The most powerful decision a person can make is to stop looking back and start focusing on where they are going. Life moves forward, and those who wish to succeed must do the same. It does not matter how many mistakes were made, how many failures were faced, or how many disappointments came along the way. What matters is the choice to rise, to try again, and to push forward with greater wisdom and strength. Obstacles are not signs to quit. They are tests of perseverance. When things get tough, many people assume that it means they are on the wrong path. But difficulty is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to grow stronger. The greatest achievers in history faced countless failures before they found success. They understood that struggle is part of the journey, not the end of it. The only way to fail completely is to give up. As long as a person keeps moving, they are still in the game, still learning, and still growing. There will be moments when progress feels invisible, when no results are seen despite all the effort. But growth is happening even when it is not immediately visible. The foundation is being built, skills are being strengthened, and resilience is being developed. Those who push through these silent seasons will one day see the rewards of their persistence. The key is to trust the process, to keep taking steps forward, and to never let temporary struggles define the outcome. No matter what happens, the only way to truly lose is to stop moving. Holding on to things that no longer serve you is like carrying unnecessary weight on a long journey. The past mistakes, grudges, and regrets can all become burdens that slow progress and drain peace. Many people struggle with letting go because they believe that holding on gives them control. They replay old conversations, regret past choices, and cling to things that cannot be changed. But the truth is, holding on does not fix the past, it only prevents growth. Real strength is not in gripping tightly to what was, but in having the courage to release it and move forward. Letting go does not mean forgetting or ignoring what happened. It means accepting that the past cannot be changed and choosing to focus on the present. Many people live in constant regret, wishing they had done things differently. But regret does nothing except steal joy from the current moment. Mistakes are a part of life, and everyone makes them. The only way to grow is to learn the lesson, and more lesson. Holding on to guilt or shame only limits the ability to move on and create a better future. Another thing that weighs people down is resentment. When someone is wronged, it is easy to hold on to anger, believing that resentment is a form of justice. But in reality, holding on to resentment does not hurt the other person, it only hurts the one carrying it. Forgiveness is not about excusing someone's behavior. It is about freeing oneself from the emotional chains that come with bitterness. Letting go of resentment does not mean allowing someone to hurt you again. It simply means choosing peace over anger and refusing to let the past control your emotions. Letting go also applies to expectations. Many people hold on to ideas of how life should be, how people should act, or how things should turn out. When reality does not match these expectations, disappointment and frustration take over. But the more a person tries to force things to be a certain way, the more stress they create. Life is unpredictable, and not everything will go according to plan. The ability to let go of rigid expectations and adapt to reality is a key to lasting happiness. Fear is another thing that people struggle to release. Fear of failure, fear of change, and fear of the unknown keep many people stuck. They hesitate to take risks or embrace new opportunities because they are afraid of what might happen. But true strength comes from within. And when you master your mind, emotions, and responses, no one can shake you. The moment you stop seeking approval, stop reacting to negativity, and stop fearing what others think, you become untouchable. People may talk, situations may test you, and challenges may arise, but none of them can break you unless you allow them to. Your peace is in your hands, your confidence is your own, and your power lies in knowing that nothing outside of you can control what is within you. Walk with strength, move with purpose. And remember, when you are grounded in who you are, nothing and no one can truly bother you again.